local tropical storm Ida update. As of 10 p.m., the storm was located 18.6 north latitude, and longitude is 80.5 west. It is 65 miles, about there, southeast of Grand Cayman, and it is moving at 12 miles per hour with sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. We are lucky enough to be joined by the man who wears many hats, the deputy governor, but this evening his role is National Hazard Management Council and Policy Chairman, as well as the Director of Hazard Management, Danielle Coleman. So stay tuned and we will talk to them shortly for more details on what to expect this evening. All right, and although it says Danny Coleman, we got a surprise visit, and we have the deputy governor. And as I said before, he is the National Hazard Management Council and Policy Chairman. So I know you do lots of things, but can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now within that capacity?
So my responsibilities here is to support Ms. Danny here and leading our NEOC. We've been fully activated. We have a large team of public servants here, members of the private sector on our Zoom calls, all working together to keep our island safe, keep our people safe, and give our people the best information that we can in a timely manner, and of course then to respond after the storm to whatever presents us.
Wonderful. And thank you guys all so much for the great work. And I mean, I'm sure you haven't even fully recovered from last week. I know I have not. So it's a lot to take on. I know you guys just finished a meeting. What was discussed at that meeting? Was there any changes or things that people should be aware of?
Yes, I mean, what we have to understand is that this storm is not well organized, which means it is very unpredictable. If you've been following its path, you see that it's sort of jigging up and down a bit. It's not staying on a direct course, which makes it very unpredictable. So, at 4 o'clock, it was supposed to come directly over the Cayman Islands. At 7 o'clock, it was going to move between the Cayman Islands, and now at 10:30, it looked like it's going to come within 5 miles of Grand Cayman. So the storm is very unpredictable. It's very important that people stay indoors, protect themselves, do everything possible to keep safe, because the storm is very unpredictable, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next few hours.
Right. And I think something to bear in mind is that though it is daylight, it doesn't mean the storm is over. I think we all think, oh, it's coming through the night. It came through. It must have already happened. And so then we go outside, and a lot of people last time were actually walking during the eye of the storm. Am I correct?
Exactly. So persons need to stay indoors until the all clear is given. We will send our crews out when we can. They will do an inspection. They will tell us what are the conditions on the ground. Is it safe? And then we will take all of that information and then make a decision when it's all clear for persons to go out. But I don't have to tell anyone we were, badly affected by Tropical Storm Grace. We received lots of damage to vegetation, light poles, and we don't know what's going to happen now with this storm, what type of damage that is going to bring. So again, we're asking people to, stay at home until the all clear is given.
Fantastic. And so the most recent change is that it is actually getting closer. Is that correct? And the most so because of it's going back and forth right now, it's wavered toward us.
Yeah, like I said earlier today, the Sister Islands was going to get the brunt of the
Right.
heavy wind. That is now changed. It looks like Cayman Islands will get, Grand Cayman, sorry, will get the brunt of the heavy winds, but the Sister Islands could get the brunt of the heavy rainfall. So all three islands are going to be affected by this hurricane. Everyone, Sister Islands, Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac, should all be paying attention and staying indoors until all clear is given.
And around what time are you thinking we will be experiencing the worst of it as of right now, the way you can tell?
But at around 3 a.m. in Grand Cayman is when the storm is expected to pass by closest to us. But again, that can change.
Right. And it keeps going
The
down
storm
as
has been
well. So,
changing. So we're expecting the sister islands to receive, excuse me, storm force conditions around midnight, and and Grand Cayman around 1 a.m. with the Grand Cayman being the closest point to the storm around 3 a.m. And that we're expecting the tropical storm conditions to continue till about 7 a.m. in the morning. So we're expecting a really long day tomorrow. Once we get out of the tropical storm force winds, we still will have severe weather. So we don't believe that we're going to be out of this 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It'll be for quite some time.
and I know as a parent and with all the rumors going around, what is the situation with CUC and the power? What can we expect? Do you think it'll be turned off? What
I
is
don't have
your
a lot of
prediction?
information about that, but CUC has been an excellent partner with us, an excellent resource for the Cayman Islands, an absolute star. And you saw their performance last week, where they worked night and day to get the power back on. They have their own procedures which dictate when they shut power
Right.
down, and we respect those decisions.
Of course. I know that last week they said that the reason they would shut down if the winds got too strong and it required them to. So hopefully,
And like I
fingers
said,
crossed.
the good news right now is we are expecting this storm to be not as powerful as the one last week, but we just don't know. It's a very unpredictable storm, so let's prepare for the worst.
And I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with all of this, but what do you think is the difference between the fact that we've just been hit by a storm, so all of our vegetation, everything is still quite wet. We're still, getting over that, and just driving around, there's so many piles of everything still that could easily become projectile overnight.
And that's why it's so important for people to stay indoors. If you're indoors, you're probably safe. If you go outside, and like you said, there is vegetation, there is other things laying around, you get hit, you're in danger. As Danny has just told me that CUC currently doesn't have any plans to shut down, but like I said, we don't know with the storm. It is very unpredictable. Hopefully, it will continue, and we will have power throughout the night.
Yes, that is, I think, what everyone's hoping for, especially those of us with children who ask every 2 seconds.
Exactly.
But so yeah, so obviously, everyone, please, hazard management, that is the most reputable source of information that we have. So don't, we also have Radio Cayman, and I know that Breeze took over last week when Radio Cayman was not operational. So stay in touch with all the government resources.
Yes.
Stay in touch with all the government resources. Make sure you get all the facts. Weather.gov.ky. Even though the radar is down, the satellite still shows very up to date imaging, which I think is helpful to see. Is
Okay.
there anything else that you guys would like to say or remind?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Danny, but my message really is for persons to, like you said, pay attention to official sources, stay indoors, continue to prepare. We don't know what's going to happen over the next 3 or 4 hours. We know that the storm will come close to one of our islands. Um, Everyone should on all three islands prepare for the worst, stay indoors, and listen to official announcements. And please keep safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Deputy Governor and Chairman. And now let's hear from Danny. Hi, Danny. How are you doing? You still alive?
I'm I'm all good. Yeah, everything's good here. We've got full activation of the National Emergency Operations Centre, so it's a fairly dynamic, vibrant atmosphere. As we saw last week as well, we practiced last week, and that was a sort of supposed to be a dry run, but it wasn't so much of a dry
Very
run
wet
after.
one.
So I think it was a dry, wet run. So I think now, again, this is another round, and everyone's in sort of high spirits. And we've got a lot of responders out there anyway in the field already. The shelter teams are up and running. We have 4 shelters up now in Grand, and then Little Cayman has a shelter, and Cayman Brac. So, there's enough spaces for people to go to if by chance they get into some difficulty during the night. Just a reminder again, it's the John A. Cumber Primary School, Red Cross, East End Gun Bay, and the final one is Clifton Hunter. The Clifton Hunter and the John A. Cumber are both EMCs, emergency medical centres, as well as Clifton Hunter being an animal shelter. So we've tried to provide a geographical location across the island, but also, again, making sure that we can accommodate people with medical needs as well as animal
Animals,
requirements.
yeah, I like to hear that too, knowing that
Yeah.
it's really a lot of people, unfortunately, they can't make that kind of decision, so they'll stay with their pets and put
We've seen that
themselves in
for
danger.
many years, and I think we established that the animal shelters about 2 years ago, and we're going to try and obviously increase those going down the line. But the two shelters that we have are pretty big for animal shelters, so the space is pretty good. But again, it's a first come first served basis. So anyone with animals in future storms that are potentially bigger than this need to really consider getting to a shelter early on if they do have an animal and they want to stay in a shelter, public shelter.
Fantastic. So, I mean, hopefully people are feeling a little comfortable to go to bed, but if they're not, anything else that they should be aware of during the night or what they can expect?
I mean, I think that we're going to be giving regular updates throughout the
Mhm.
night. Obviously, our weather folks, Cayman Islands National Weather Service, are working very hard to make sure that those come out on a regular basis. I believe the next one is 1 o'clock. We're not going to be holding another National Emergency Operations Centre meeting until 4:30 a.m., but we
Okay.
do obviously will be functioning throughout the night anyway. So those public ministry will be coming out throughout from GIS, from sound bites from different stakeholders in the field. And again, updates as to what's happening here in the National Emergency Operations Centre. Again, just a reminder, our mental health helpline is activated throughout the night. And I just have to turn around to
What's
see
the
the
number
actual
for that?
number. Yeah, it's 1-800-534-6463. So 1-800-534-6463. And again, that's a mental health helpline. We also have the National Emergency Operations Centre call centre. So any issues that aren't medically related as an emergency calls can come through to that. And we've had a couple of calls this morning, sorry, this afternoon, this evening, mainly based like weather updates. But we have no doubt that we'll have quite a few during the night for potential evacuations and other things. So if you have any questions about the storm, and you can't find the information on our Cayman Prepared site or weather site or the gov.ky site, please feel free to call the National Emergency Operations Centre. And again, that is 949-6555. 949-6555. Three fives. Three fives.
Let me put these numbers on the screen for everyone just to remember. So the mental health hotline, 1-800-534-6463. Please, if you're feeling any way, it's okay to feel anxious. And with everything that has happened last week, reach out and talk to someone. No sense in carrying that burden alone. So make use of this hotline. I'm sure they're ready and willing. And if you have storm questions, 949-6555.
Sorry, there's only three fives. 949
Oh, yeah.
6555. Yeah, not
949-6.
555.
949-6555. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, three fives. Yeah. Is it not
It's been
showing
long
correct?
day. I thought I said four,
949.
six,
Oh,
five, five.
945-6555.
No, 949-6555.
Well, everybody should have this number memorized by now. 949-6555.
And the beauty
So
of
the
that number never changes. So any future
okay.
emergencies, we now have it very much ingrained in
Okay.
everyone's mind.
949-6555. Got it. All
Indeed.
right, Danny. Thank you so much, and thank you to all the team that's there. Having another all-nighter, unfortunately, but we can't thank you enough for all the great work that your team does, and the new regimen, and everyone that works together to keep us informed and keep us safe. Thank you all. Hope you're
And
getting
thank
some
you
coffee.
again. Thank you to all the communicators. I mean, communication is such a key aspect of the response and recovery and so forth. So thank you for helping us get the word out. Thank you for doing what you do. And again, it's a big teamwork here in the Cayman Islands. So it's great to see everyone getting involved and finding solutions to any issues that arise. So thank you very much.
Yes, for sure. So maybe we'll be able to be in touch after your next meeting around 4:30. I'll reach out and we
Indeed.
can if we have power, etc. But thank you again, and have a good rest of your evening if you can get some rest in anyway.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Great to see you. And yeah,
Great
speak
to
later
see you
on
too.
early morning.
Yes. All right. Sounds good.
Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.